Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome again to my channel. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. If you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe, like this video, turn on your post notification bell, and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you. Now, moving on to today's episode, we'll be drafting the video as seen. So first off, I'm going to be doing the voiceover because I'm not sure if my voice is clear enough in the real video. So firstly, I'll be drawing the starting line, and I was not aware that the camera wasn't capturing all of this my table. So I will just explain to put you guys through. I've drawn the starting line already. I came down by half of an inch. Then after that, I will just measure the length of my shorts. I'll measure the length of the shorts the person is using. Now the length of the shorts is 14 inches. It's 14 inches. I will be adding extra 2 inches allowance for hemming allowance. I think I added about 3 inches just in case. Yes, because I'm a fan of extra allowance just in case, especially when you're not an expert, you're not a professional. You need those things. I'm a kind of person that whenever I am stressed, sometimes I just forget or get lost in what I am doing. So those allowance help me just in case of any mistake I can correct immediately without any stress. So after measuring the allowance of my shorts, I'll just come down by 2 inches or 3 inch, then I'll just rule the line. So firstly, I'll just take my time to glance through all the measurements of the person I will be using. I would look at the hip measurements, the thigh measurements, the waist measurements. Those are the four things I'll be working with. So my thigh measurements, I am going to divide it by 2. My hip measurement, I am going to divide it by 4. And my waist measurement, I am also going to divide it by 4. So firstly, I am going to work with my hip measurements. My hip measurement is 46. 46 divided by 4, it is going to give me 11 and a half. So this is what I am doing. From my starting line, I am just going to come down by that 11 and a half, then rule a line for the length. Now for the width, I'm also going to go out by 11 and a half and also rule a line. So I am going to also come up to that starting line, which is the waistline, and also measure 11 and a half, and then connect from that hip line to that waistline straight down. Then that's place that I went down by 11 and a half, I am also going to connect it. But before connecting it, I am going to add half inch to that 11 and a half, which is going to give me 12. As you can see me adding half inch to it. Now this is because I do not want that flap side to be a waistline. It's supposed to be an high waist, and that is why I am adding extra inch. Now remember, there will also be band attached to this, so it is also going to add to the length of the trouser to give me the high waist that I need. So I am just adding the half inch, then I'm just going to connect. So for the what's it called, for the flap of the shorts, I am using 12 inch. 11 and a half plus half, that's 12. So I'm just using 12 inch. Then for the hip line, I am using 11 and a half. Okay, so now to get the crotch line, I am just going to do this division to get my final answer. So my hip is 46. 46 divided by 4, it's 11 and a half. My thigh, sorry about the spelling. The tie is 30. I am going to divide it by 2. This is me just figuring out the correct spelling of tie. Sometimes this spelling will just flash out of my head.
So what can we do
So I am going to work with my final answer, which is 15 minus 11 and a half. So I'm going to subtract 11 and a half from 15, which is going to give me my final answer, which is 3.5. So it is that 3.5. This 3.5, this is what I will be working with. Now this is how you get your extra measurements. Do not mix it up. But if you're a professional, you could just gauge it with your eyes and get it. So I am going to place my tape rule on my paper and come out by 3.5. I will just come out by 3.5, then I will connect it to the line and make my curve. You can see what I am doing here. I am just taking my tie measurement, which is 30. So divide it by 2, which is going to give me 15. So I'm just going to take it and then connect it up. I'm going to do the final measurement, which is the waist measurement. I'm going to take my waist measurement. So I'll just place my taper on the hip line, then divide my waist by 4, and then just connect it. I'll divide my waist by 4, which is 38. I'll just get 9.5. Then I would connect it down to the hip line, and then just use my free hand to connect it back to the waist, just like this. Now it is time to measure the back of the shirt. I will just place the front pattern on another plain pattern, which is going to be the back of the shirt. So I would come down by 1 inches on this pattern. Then on the material, I am going to come down again by another 1.5 inch, which would give me 2.5 inches. But I would advise you that if you are cutting yours, you can come down, you should come down by 2 or 3 inches. Now, the reason why I did not come down by 2 or 3 inches directly from the pattern is because I would also use this pattern to cut another material for a waistline trouser. So that is why I am just going to avoid coming down more than this 1 inch. So after coming down by 1 inch on the pattern, am going out by 3 inches on the hip line. I'm just going out by 3, and this is because you want your trouser to sit well at the back. You do not want it to be going in between your the line of the back, so you want it to sit well. That is why I would advise you come out by 3 inches, because 3 inches was three and a half was actually what I got, but I'm going to use 3 inches. When cutting the material, I'm going to add extra half inch, which will also give me 3.5. So after coming out by 3 inches, I'm just going to connect 3 inches all round through this side. Then I'm going to cut out. So for this waistline, I am just going to slant it down. I'm going to slant the back waistline to the front waistline to make it equal by the side. And I'm just going to connect everything accurate the way they are. So after that, I'm going to cut them out. I did not cook a bowl. So guys, in cutting the top of the short of the knicker, these are the measurements I'll be using. Our shoulder is 16, waist 27, 28, 28, bust 41. The gown length is 32. Our sleeve length is 6. around sleeve is 13, then shoulder to waist is 20, shoulder to waist at the back is 16, so under bust measurement is 36. So these are the measurements I'll be using to cut the top of the short. So let's move on to the cutting of it. So looking at the picture of the top, you will see that there is a slit in the four corners of the shirt. There's slits at the back, there's slits at the side, and also slits at the front. And this is because at the front side has zip, why there's a slit at the front side of the top. So let's proceed to the cutting. So for the length, we have 32. So I'm just going to measure the biggest circumference of this shirt, which is the hip. So the hip divided by 4 divided by 2 is 23. So 23 divided by 2 will give me 11 and a half. So I'm just going to measure 11 and a half first, plus 2, so it's too much. So now for the back side, I'm just going to remove about 1 inch. I'm cutting the back first. So I'm just going to measure 1 inches straight down from the top to the ending part of my 32 inches. I'm just going to take out 1 inch first before measuring the main body of the shirt. This is because the back is going to have a slit, so it's compulsory to leave that 1 inch allowance. Just take it as if you are taking your zipper allowance. Just take it straight down to wherever the length of your top is going to stop. Then you measure your normal body. Shoulder 16 divided by 2 will give me, I hope it's recording, 16 divided by 2 will give me 8. So this 16, I'm just going to use my, just going to come down by 8. So after taking the length of the shirt, 32 inches, taking 1 inch for the back slit, taking my shoulder and then the armhole, I use them 8 by 8. I'm just going to measure the round bodies. I'm going to divide them by 4. Just use my tape rule to divide everything by 4, and then I'm just going to place everything now to get my final answer. And I'll also add extra 2 inches allowance while doing that. So this is just me measuring the half length of the shirt. That is where the slit will all be starting from. So I just took the half length, which was 17. I took half length, then I measured my waist, I divided my waist rather by 4, and then came up with my answer, and added 2 inches allowance. So I would just, that's basically where the stitches will stop, at the half length. So from the other part straight down, we will be free. I am going to hem the side.
Do you guys understand? So firstly, I rule out the starting point, the starting line, which is this. After ruling out the starting line, I measured shoulder, which is 8. Then I added 1 inches allowance, which gave me 9 from here to here. Then after that, I measured 1 inch by this side. Just measure 1 inch as if you're going to add your zip. Remember, there will be a slit at the back. That is why this 1 inch is here. So after measuring 9 inch for the shoulder, I measured 8. Remember, the shoulder is 8, so I just measured that 8 on the armhole. So after that, I measured my bust. Added 2 inches allowance. I measured my under bust 36, added 2 inches allowance. Measured the waist 37, added 2 inches allowance. The difference is not much. Measured the hip 46, added 2 inches allowance. Now the length of this shirt will stop at the length of where the short is. So I used 32 inches for the length of this shirt. That is why it is very long. So this is basically all for the drafting. So I'm just going to cut it out. So first off, I'm going to cut out this starting line. This starting line that I rule, I'm going to cut it out first. Just watch out. So from the shoulder to this side, this place over here is 32 inches. I added extra 3 inches allowance. So this is basically all. I will be using this same pattern to cut out the front. After doing it this way, I'm just going to flip it over to this side. Then I'm going to look for where I did that tracing of 1 inch. Then I'm just going to look for this place where this tracing is, this tracing that I did. I'm going to do it this way, just like this. Then I will notch it. Necessarily doesn't mean, because this is the next side. So I'm just going to do the same thing for me. I'm going to look at where the stuff is, and I'll just notch it. So this is the front, this is the back. Now I'm going to measure the neck. So the neck is an eye neck. I'm just going to use a simple logic. I'll do 3 by 3. So this is the so I'm just going to measure. Let me do 2.5. So after cutting out this neck, I'll just go down by, let's see, 1 inch. And for me, I'm just going to connect just like this. So after slanting, I'm going to measure this place. So I'm just going to bring it like this. And I'm going to So I'm just going to open the slit. So this is basically all for the cutting.
Now you can see that the cutting is not so very difficult. I would advise you use 2.5 by 2.5 because it is an eye neck. Now for the back you could just use 1 by 2.5. Yes, then for the front you can use 2.5 by 2.5. So I also go ahead to cut my sleeve. I would just fold this fabric into 2, then into 2 again, that's into 4. After folding it into 4, I'll just measure the round sleeve, then add 2 inches extra allowance. I'll be using ½ inch to whip, then the other inches for just sewing allowance and then extra allowance. So that is why I add 2 inches. So I just add 2 inches and I'll cut my sleeve. The length of the sleeve is 6 inches long. So that's all for the sleeve. In my next video, I'll be showing you guys how to join all these pieces in forming the knicker shorts and the shirt blouse. So if you've watched up to this extent, just stay tuned for the next tutorial on how to sew this drafting pattern. And if you've watched to the extent of this video, it means that you really like this video and you learned a lot. So do not forget to like this video, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to comment and turn on your post notification bell. It will take you nothing to subscribe and support my channel. Thank you guys, see you in my next video. Bye bye.